years on the job, what do you think your most significant accomplishment is? Pick one.
We have 82 individuals who were found dead in areas that previously had gunshot detection technology.
Strong words this morning from Governor JB Pritzker about the Chicago Bears, directed straight at Chicago's Mayor Brandon Johnson.
I know that the mayor has no plan. He has come up with no plan at all about
What they've gotten out of the mayor up to this point is, everything's fine, but I still need more money. There's nothing to change, I need more money. Nobody believes that. Many aldermen see the mayor as damaged goods.
3 years. Brandon Johnson has been the mayor of Chicago for 3 years. 3 very long years. And this week he sat down with WGN to tell you that everything is fine. The city is safer. The city is more affordable. Chicago is back. But in the same week, 15th Ward Alderman Ray Lopez sat down with the same station and told you the complete opposite. Who's telling the truth? So today we're going to look through both of the interviews side by side. We're going to let the mayor speak. We're going to let you know exactly why we believe what he's saying isn't going to hold up. Let's get into it.
We are rolling sideways on any given day, on any given topic, because the mayor has not shown a clear leadership path for what his agenda is, where he wants to go, and how do we take the entire city to that location.
We start with the most important thing Lopez said in this entire interview. Before we get into some of the policies and the failures of the Brandon Johnson administration, you have to understand the fundamental problem, the foundation of the situation, and Lopez nailed it. Rolling sideways on any given day, on any given topic. That is 3 years of Brandon Johnson's, basically his administration, summarized in one sentence. No roadmap, no destination, no plan that covers the entire city. Not just the neighborhoods he likes, not just the constituents he's trying to impress, the entire city of Chicago. If you don't believe me, the governor of the state of Illinois criticized the mayor because of his lack of a plan of trying to keep the Bears from leaving the state.
Governor Pritzker is really going after Mayor Johnson right now. Johnson went down to Springfield, took some shots at the mega projects bill.
The mayor has shown up every spring at the end of session to pronounce what he would like to see happen. And as you know, the budget gets put together starting in November. I present my budget, well, really we start at the beginning of a fiscal year, but about in November, we're in the details of the budget. I present that budget to the legislature in February, so that seems like a good time period to come talk to the governor's office. Then there's February to May, there's all that time to come talk to the legislature, which has my budget in hand, or the governor's office. Again, we've seen almost nothing out of the mayoral administration here on that subject, or really any other.
So you see this nonsense. And here's how Johnson responded when the reporter gave him a chance to push back on some of this. When asked what was his most significant accomplishment after 3 years, pick one. Here's what the mayor said.
3 years on the job, what do you think your most significant accomplishment is? Pick one.
Yeah, well, look, I'm grateful of all of the critical investments that we have made that have led to safer and more affordable communities, right? The advancement of our affordability operation, building more affordable homes, and making the necessary investments, particularly around our young people. I really feel good about that work.
Grateful. That's the word he used. No details. It's not something that you can measure. It's just grateful. That's a campaign speech, not a governing record. Lopez said there's no leadership path. Johnson's answers proved it. Real quick before we keep going, if you are 65 and up and on Medicare, there's a very good chance that you may be on the wrong plan. And it's not your fault. The system is deliberately confusing. Too many options, government websites that make no sense, and agents who are pushing the plans that pay them the most commission, not the plans that actually work for you. Chapter is different. Their advisors are salaried. They're not on commission. They compare every single Medicare plan available to you in under 20 minutes. They can tell you exactly where you stand. If you're already on the right plan, they'll tell you that too. No upsell, no runaround. Seniors who switch plans through Chapter have saved the average of $1,100 on healthcare costs last year. Free call, under 20 minutes, nothing to lose. Call 570-906-8018, and you can find a link in the description in the pinned comment below. Do it for yourself. Now, let's get back into it. Now, let's talk about the decision that Lopez said cost lives, because this isn't hypothetical. This isn't a policy disagreement. This is a decision Brandon Johnson made, and Lopez put a number on the consequences.
We have 82 individuals who were found dead in areas that previously had gunshot detection technology, lives we could have saved had he put public safety over politics.
82 people dead in areas where ShotSpotter used to be before Johnson pulled it. The reporter pushed back on Lopez, saying that, homicides hit a 60-year low last year. Lopez didn't move.
Homicides reached a 60-year low last year. Why don't you give him credit for that?
Are shootings down? No. Are communities safer? No.
And he's right to push back on that framing, because here's what Johnson doesn't want you to understand. Murders are not the totality of public safety. There's shootings, robberies, assaults, smash and grabs. Lopez named them all. And then he said this. And that's exactly right. Johnson picks the one stat that looks good, homicides, and builds an entire public safety argument around it. Meanwhile, 82 people are dead in neighborhoods that lost their gunshot detection system because the mayor decided the politics of removing ShotSpotter mattered more than the safety of the people who actually live there. That's not a talking point. That's a body count. Here's where Lopez gets into the governing philosophy, or the lack of one, because it's not just that Johnson has no plan, it's that the plan that he has only works for certain people in certain neighborhoods.
The mayor is constantly picking winners and losers, setting neighborhoods up against each other, but more specifically to what he says.
And then Lopez gets into the details, because this is what separates real critique from a political attack. He puts a number on it.
We are spending nearly $1 million a unit to create taxpayer-funded affordable housing apartments in certain neighborhoods throughout the city of Chicago. And we have yet to find a sustainable path forward for the entire city to be prosperous.
Nearly $1 million per unit on affordable housing. Now listen to how Johnson describes the same thing in his interview.
Look, we've already demonstrated that we can build affordable homes. We've already demonstrated that we can have economic vibrancy.
He's bragging. He is literally bragging about a program that costs taxpayers $1 million per apartment. And he never, not once in that interview, mentioned how much it costs. Because if he mentioned how much it costs, nobody would be clapping right now. That's the Brandon Johnson's playbook. Big announcements, big headlines with no receipts. This section is all about power and what it means when the mayor loses it inside his own building. Lopez on how the mayor lost the city council.
The new administration, many members of the city council wanted to give newly elected Mayor Brandon Johnson the opportunity to be collaborative, to work with him as he suggested. But as the administration kept rolling, and as budgets and surpluses, in particular for migrant funding, magically appeared without any kind of consultation with city council, more and more members were not comfortable just leaving it in the hands of the administration to come up with the solutions for the city council.
That coalition grew and grew until 31 aldermen openly voted against the mayor's own budget. His own budget. The mayor that came into office talked about collaboration and progressive governance couldn't pass his own budget without his own council gutting it. And Lopez described exactly how things stand right now in City Hall.
But I think that we're going to continue to see pushback, particularly as many aldermen see the mayor as damaged goods, see that he has a high unfavorability rating and trust issues with the voters.
Damaged goods inside his own building from his own colleagues. Now Johnson was asked about this in an interview. The growing opposition, the budget fight, the rebel alliance forming in the council. Here's how he responded.
I wonder if Susana Mendoza and Alexi Janulius have been helpful in helping you get your agenda accomplished.
Well, listen, everybody's bragging about Chicago, right? And that's a good thing.
But what about those two individuals?
Well, they should still brag about Chicago, right? Because Chicago is transforming. Look, we have, the busiest time that we've ever experienced last summer. More visitors came to the city of Chicago than any other time in the history of Chicago. Our airport, O'Hare, is the busiest airport in the entire world.
Now, he decided to talk about O'Hare Airport. He talked about the visitors to the city. He talked about affordable homes. He never addressed the council. He never mentioned why 31 aldermen don't trust him, because he can't. And Lopez told you exactly what the voters are feeling.
What they've gotten out of the mayor up to this point is, everything's fine, but I still need more money. There's nothing to change, I need more money. Nobody believes that, because right now, most of property taxpayers, Chicago voters are feeling tapped out. They want to see some cuts. They want to see some efficiencies. They want to see some fiscal discipline.
Everything's fine, but I need more money. That's Brandon Johnson's entire fiscal argument in one sentence. And the people paying property taxes in Chicago, the people who are already tapped out, they're not buying it anymore. And I saved this one for last because Brandon Johnson couldn't even explain this one. The reporter told him that there has been a small uptick in homicides so far this year and asked if that changes his strategy. Here's what Johnson said.
Small uptick in homicides so far this year. Does that make you rethink your strategy?
No, it doesn't. What it does is it challenges us to continue to do the work that works, right?
He confirmed it on camera to WGN that the number is going back up. The 60-year low, that was 2025. We're now in 2026. And the mayor's answer to the homicides rising is that nothing changes. No rethinking, no adjustment, no acknowledgement that maybe, just maybe, this strategy may need to evolve. Lopez said this mayor has not had a clear leadership path, and Brandon Johnson just confirmed it. When the numbers move against you and your answer is that nothing changes, that's not confidence, that's stubbornness. In Chicago, that stubbornness costs lives. So you see what happens in the last 3 years. 82 people are dead when ShotSpotter used to be there, nearly $1 million per affordable housing unit. Aldermen who call him damaged goods, a budget that he couldn't pass, teachers who don't know if they're going to have jobs or not, and there's 2 potential challenges that he won't even acknowledge by name. And homicides are already ticking back up in this year 4. That is Brandon Johnson's record. I truly believe he will not be the mayor again, even if he decides to run again. I think he's pretty much done. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. Thank you for taking time to watch this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.